Good morning. Welcome to Inside Talk Show. Inside Talk Show, it's an inside job. I'm Carla Elizondo. Happy Thursday. We're continuing the reading of James Allen, Path to Prosperity, Chapter 2, The World, a Reflex of Mental States. These are so powerful. These words, these sentences, these paragraphs. I've only gotten through a handful. This is a small chapter, but every single sentence is jam-packed with such wisdom and potential to really expand our awareness. So we left off yesterday. He was saying, whether one be fearful or fearless, foolish or wise, troubled or serene, within the soul lies the cause of its own state or states, and never without. And now I seem to hear a chorus. This is what he was saying. But are you telling me that people say to him, you really mean to say outward circumstances, the things that are happening in my life don't affect my mind? He says, no, I don't say that, but I do know this as an infallible truth, that the circumstances can only affect you insofar as you allow them to do so. It's our choice. We cannot control other people or stuff that happens outside. We have a choice to control how it lands in us. And at first it might land hard, but in that moment, we can change it. Just because it hits us and we lose control for a second, we can always regain control of the vehicle. Awareness. He goes on to say, you are swayed by circumstances because you have not a right understanding of the nature, use, and power of thought. Do you understand the nature, the use, and the power of your thought? You believe, and upon this little world belief hangs all our sorrows and joys. You believe that outward things have the power to make and break your life. You believe. Is this true? I could say it's true for me. I'm changing that now, but we believe that outward things have the power to make or break our life. By doing so, we submit to those outward things, confess that we are their slave and that they are our unconditional master. By doing so, we invest them with a power which they do not of themselves possess, and we succumb in reality, not to the mere circumstances, but to the gloom or gladness, the fear or hope, the strength or weakness, which your thought sphere has thrown around them. Remember, this is not just for negative thoughts. This is not just for negative circumstances outside. It's for positive too. Bob used to always say, if we allow something to excite us and get us really, really high, something outside of us happening lets us get whoop, then we're admitting that if things aren't good, we're also able to go whoop. Be joyous, be grateful. Feel when things are going well. Wonderful. Of course, be grateful for it. But don't let it drag you around, get you really high, because then things will get you really low. Stay enthusiastic. Stay serene. Don't get excited and don't get depressed. Stay enthusiastic, in theos, one with spirit, calm, serene, knowing that excitement, it'll pass just like a cloud. You can bask in it and give gratitude, but it will pass. Like, have you ever gotten a new car or a new relationship? The new car smell and the new boo-boo feeling doesn't last forever. And then we can be like, oh, the honeymoon's over. We don't really have chemistry. Oh, on to the next one. No, it's just changing. And all states are beautiful. They're all passing, but it's all the experience we have in here. How are we experiencing it? What are we learning? You are swayed by circumstance because you have not right understanding of the nature, use, and power of thought. You believe, and upon this little world belief hangs all the sorrows and joys, that outward things have the power to make or break your life. By doing so, you submit to those outward things, confess that you are their slave, and that they are your unconditional master. By doing so, you invest them with the power which they do not of themselves possess, and you succumb in reality, not to the mere circumstances, but to the gloom or gladness, the fear or hope, the strength or weakness, which your thought sphere has thrown around them. Our thought sphere throws. We color, James Allen, I think William Blake said that too. Whatever from the outside comes in, we color it with our soul, our spirit, our energy. We wrap it up. That's why there's similar things and two people can experience the similar thing outside, but they wrap it up in a different packaging. So thus they experience it. They color it with a different color. What are you wrapping things with? What energy? What thought energy? What thought sphere are you throwing around the things? Something happens, it just is. Nothing's good or bad. Our thinking makes it so. Things just are. What do you wrap it with? How do you paint it? Is it always doom and gloom, black and, a black and white Debbie Downer? Or is it bright, colorful? This is good. We have to understand how this works. I'll read one more paragraph. Okay, so it says, I knew two men who at an early age lost the hard-earned savings of years. One was very deeply troubled and gave way to chagrin, worry, and despondency. The other, on reading in his morning paper that the bank in which his money was deposited had hopelessly failed, and that he had lost it all, quietly and firmly remarked, well, it's gone, and trouble and worry won't bring it back, but hard work will. Ooh, that's so good. He's saying, I knew two men who lost the hard-earned savings of years. So maybe this was during the crash. This was before the crash. When did he write this book? Pretend you lost it all. Two people lost it all. And this has happened, right? In the crash in the 20s of the 19th century. Oh my goodness. And 2008, the housing crisis that happened. People lost it all. And they dealt with it differently. One person, he says, was very deeply troubled and gave way to worry and despondency. And the other said, well, it's gone, and trouble and worry won't bring it back, but hard work will. What can I do? On to the next one. Same situation, lost it all, but their thought sphere covered it very differently. One was, people literally during that stock crash in the 20s of 1929, jumped off the building, committed suicide. Somebody else started a new business. The most millionaires are made in times of trouble. Think of what we just went through in 2020. Hello, Zoom. Hello, they hit the jackpot. All the online sharing video platforms, they made bank. New apps that helped people who are at home, quarantined, new medical, ways of communicating and having doctor's appointments, virtual visits. I mean, the possibilities are endless. There's always new opportunities, even in the midst of the worst crashes, recessions, and chaos. It's the way we think about it. It's the way we think about it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. Something that stood out to me, he was saying in here before I end this, we're swayed by circumstances, outward power by life, doing so invest. Yeah, there was something that stood out to me here. I'll remember it later and maybe post about it. But yeah, we got to stay enthusiastic. We have to stay enthusiastic in Theos. Don't be dragged here and there by anything. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have a wonderful Thursday. And as always, if you want to be on my email list, please message me your email and I'll just add you to the list. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.